that is an amazing topic for me. I've written for years. I've already written, I think, 13 or 14 books, and I love sharing the process. Again, it's another trance state for me, because as soon as I sit down at a computer to write or sit down with a notepad, I go into the alpha state, and I automatically am connected, and a process called automatic writing occurs where I can just let dialogue flow through me. I can step into the characters that I'm writing about, or the topic, or I can access realms where other writers in spirit help me with my work. It's really extraordinary. It's so fun and exciting. And I want to be able to teach people that, because so many people get hung up with wanting to write, but then they say the dreaded B word. Do you know which B word I mean? It rhymes with locked. So I don't even like to say the word. It's a bad word. But as soon as you tell yourself that's your situation, that you are bead, then of course you're going to be shutting yourself down. So I want to train people or teach people or share with people that you should be working to establish in yourself this faucet of endless creativity that flows on demand. And you can do this autogenic training, which is another word for self-hypnosis, where you just very easily get into the habit of knowing that when you sit down to create at your computer or at your easel, if you're painting, that you are going to go into this ecstatic state of creative ecstasy where everything is on. And instead of worrying, what if it doesn't happen? What if this book doesn't get published? I'm going to be teaching people how to get into that state, how to shift from the beta state. The beta state is the state of mind, of brainwave functioning that we're all in when we're driving and stuck in traffic, when we're trying to get somewhere, and we feel like we're being controlled by time and space. That operates at cycles per second of your brain waves at about 40 cycles per second. As soon as you shift into alpha, your brain waves slow down, your creativity surfaces more easily, you're more relaxed. That happens more like around half that brainwave frequency. So I want to help people know that they can train their body very easily wants to go into meditation and achieve that state, and to slow it down even further for even more spectacular states and more enlightenment, but also for the purpose of creativity, to just know that you can get right there, that it doesn't have to be agonizing to do something, and also to not be afraid of creativity, because as a painter, an artist, I know that there were times in the past where I was like, well, what if this doesn't come out well? Or what if I waste paint or art supplies? You can't be in that state. That's another form of the B word, okay? It just shuts your energy down. So I have learned to trust the creative process, and that's something I want to be sharing. Of course, we'll be talking about getting into the flow so you're a good editor, so you get great ideas, so you can tap into the talent and abilities of other writers in spirit, or even other writers who are alive. But the most important thing is trusting yourself and learning that you've got all this creativity inside that's waiting to come out. And what you don't want to do is wall it up. You know, you want to open the faucet and let it all flow, and that's why we're calling it going with the flow. And then I do work with a lot of guides. Khalil Gibran is one of my writing guides. I don't know if you know him. He wrote The Prophet. Henry David Thoreau, also. Van Gogh for my painting guides. Many other guides. I probably have guides who I can't even name, who are helping me from spirit. But I will also be helping people, whether it's the painting class or whether it's the writing class, to access guides who will help them. And also, this is like a whole nother bend on it, and that is, I believe in past lives. And I know spiritualists are kind of up and down on that. I think a lot of spiritualists want to talk about it, but we're big into proof in spiritualism. And I think that's a great thing, because I myself am skeptical, but I have facilitated thousands of past life regression sessions, and I always get evidence. I work for evidence just like mediums do. So I really have a strong personal belief. No one else has to share in it, but I have a strong personal belief that we've led many different lives and many different dimensions. So I also access my talent and abilities from other lifetimes. And that comes through quite nicely in the work at different times. And I have my higher mind help me access the talent from lifetimes that are appropriate for each particular thing that I'm doing, whether it's writing a fiction piece, whether it's nonfiction, whether I'm doing a painting and I want it to look more like impressionistic, or whether I want it to look more abstract. You know, I'll tap into whatever lifetime was able to do that. And now I'm even creating music at the computer, which has been coming out, you know, so well. Frankly, I cry sometimes. Like I'll like create a piece of music on GarageBand, which is a program in on the Mac, and I'm like, how did that happen? I'm not even a musician, but I just created this thing that I could probably sell, and I have sold a lot of trance music that way. But it's all the same thing. It's daring to try. It's having the courage to let your creativity surface and to not put any limits on it, and to say, I have all this and it's my birthright. It's one of my many great birthrights to create, to flourish, to prosper, to grow, to heal, to thrive. And I'm going to start with my artwork and my music, because all those things heal me and make me feel well. And I also feel like the same artwork and writing that I do, and now the music too, also helps other people to feel good and helps them to heal. So it's just, I don't know, I could cry thinking about it right now. It's just been so amazing, especially the last couple of years since my retirement and since going a vegan. That's even catapulted my creativity and improved my health in many ways too, which is the other program I'm going to be presenting there, is Introduction to Vegan. And